Hello, welcome to Dunkandegg Bricks, and for the final time this year, welcome to Dunkandegg Does Christmas. We are already, somehow, at the end of the LEGO Harry Potter Advent Calendar for 2021. It's Christmas Eve, so let's go ahead and open day 24 on the Advent Calendar. I think we've got a good idea of what's going to be in there, as it's the only thing left, and also we've got a bit of a clue on the door there. So let's get it open, just knocking over some of the feast in the process. And as expected, we have got the spinner for the actual game. So let's get this on out. Oh, there we go. Quite a decent number of parts for a final day build. So let's get this all built up and then we'll take a look at everything that we got this Advent. And I'll let you know what I think about the calendar in total. And here is that finished spinner. It looks pretty good. Obviously I knew what we were going to get. It's the only thing left. And obviously it's very important for the game. It's nice that they included something like this, as, they could have easily just included a sort of brick-built die or something like that instead. It's not a super complicated build. It just used modified bricks with studs on two sides. I did leave one side off just here so I could show you this black piece here, which I was aware of, but I've not actually had one before. It is a 2x2 by 2/3 sort of modified plate slash brick, which has the same sort of grilled textures as the 1x2x1 bricks that we've been familiar with for a long time now. It's just an interesting piece, and it's kind of cool that they used it here. They could have easily just used two regular 2x2 plates, so cool, or I should say nice part usage anyway. I will just put the final side back on. It's just got 4 of these assemblies, one in each different colour. I think it's interesting actually that they've used the bright light orange, I think that's called, as the yellow rather than a regular yellow, because that's actually what I used in my Hufflepuff common room, which is just under the courtyard there, rather than the standard yellow colour. It's got that printed dish on the top there. The yellow is actually coming across better on camera than it does in real life. It's printed against a black dish, so that kind of explains why it's a bit low in terms of saturation. Compared to the piece below it, you can tell there's a bit of a difference there. How does this spin? Let's take a look. That spins pretty good, actually. There we go. And then I guess, try and make it not fall off. There we go. I guess it'll just land on one side, so yellow, so that would be a -1. Sorry, Hufflepuff. Will I be playing the game? Probably not. It's a nice idea, I suppose. I think maybe they would do better not to do a game like this next year, just because I think it does spoil the surprises. But anyway, let's take a look back at everything that we've had so far. So starting here, we've got the privet drive sign with that nice printed tile just there. It was a simple build for day one. The fireplace was good, although I wish it hadn't been spread over 2 days. It's got a good mechanism for dropping the letters. The cake in the box was nice, with again another printed piece. I think that's the advantage of these advent calendars, is you get some lovely prints and figures that you wouldn't necessarily get elsewhere, just because there isn't a place for them. The printed leaky cauldron sign is nice. The table's okay. I would have preferred if they'd come in the same day, to be honest. I think that's my general thought overall with this calendar, is that things felt quite spread out. And I'm not saying you need to increase the piece count to cover that, if you were going to put, what was 2 days worth into 1 day. But, something like the leaky cauldron sign is literally 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 pieces. I don't think that's really enough for a whole day's build. The wall to Diagon Alley was a really nice build. I appreciate that. Gringotts was fine. The 2 different bits of it there, and of course the grip hook minifigure. We'll take a look again at those in a second. The vault is another one where I wish that had been all the same. Maybe simplify this back bit here so it could all be included in 1 day. The little kind of accessory pack day that we had was a bit of a rip-off. Love the King's Cross platform 9 3/4 with that printed tile, and the shaping is really accurate. And then, of course, the table for the feast and the Christmas tree are great. Not as much Christmassy themed stuff. Obviously, we've got the wreath over there on the fireplace, which, kind of makes sense. I think they couldn't quite decide if they wanted it to be Christmassy or if they wanted it to be telling the story of Harry going to Hogwarts, because if it was, then, this fireplace scene takes place in, well, basically July. Unless the Dursleys are really prepared for Christmas, doesn't seem very much like them. And equally the same with the Christmas tree. I know that came yesterday, so maybe you could say they've skipped ahead to Christmas. But yeah, I think focusing on Christmas overall is a better idea. 2 years ago, the first Harry Potter Advent Calendar was very much themed around Harry's first Christmas at Hogwarts. Last year was themed around the Yule Ball, and I suppose, to be fair, there aren't that many other Christmases at Hogwarts or to do with Harry Potter which are super memorable. I can't really imagine them doing a Deathly Hallows focused one, where it's all gloomy and they're out in a tent, or it's just Harry and Hermione visiting Godric's Hollow. So I do understand that, but, there's nothing saying that, like, for example, the Star Wars calendars, Christmas doesn't exist in Star Wars, so they just slap some Christmassy stuff on a minifigure, like this year. You've got Din Djarin with a scarf and Grogu in a sort of Christmas onesie. I don't see a reason why they couldn't do something similar with Harry Potter. So, I did really enjoy this year. I really like the selection of figures we've got. They're going to be really, really useful. Dudley is probably the least useful, but at the same time, I really like that with the little print on the back for the pig's tail. And yeah, I'm overall happy with what I got. We got some really lovely prints, as usual. That printed ticket is gorgeous. That will definitely be given to one of my figs inside the Hogwarts Express. And, everything will be used. I will find a use for pretty much everything here. It's just a shame that, some of the days were a little bit disappointing. So there's my very indecisive review of the LEGO Harry Potter 2021 Advent Calendar as a whole. I really hope you've enjoyed the countdown. As you know, we've gone through the most of the month, and if this is something you'd like me to do again next year, then I would be super happy to do that again. Maybe I'll try my hand at YouTube Shorts or something like that. I might have finally got the hang of them by next year. But anyway, this is it for me for 2021. Going to be taking a little bit of a break now, and I will see you all in 2022 with more LEGO videos, reviews, mocks, continuation of Hogwarts, and lots of other different things. So have a very Merry Christmas, a wonderful New Year, and I will see you in 2022. Bye.